Hey guys, what's up? If you're looking to run a sub 2 hour half marathon, you need to check this video out. Hey, what's up everybody? If this is your first time on Fordy Runs, make sure you're hitting that subscribe button down there. That way you'll stay up to date with all the latest running videos we've got out on Fordy Runs, all the running tips, vlogs, everything running related. Hit that subscribe button, you'll stay up to date. Make sure you go over to Facebook and check out the Fordy Runs Facebook group. We've got a wicked running community now on Facebook, so get over there and join the group. So that's over on Facebook, Fordy Runs groups. So this is a video all about running a sub 2 hour half marathon, so let's get stuck in. Hey guys, so the most important thing to know about getting that 2 hour or sub 2 hour half marathon done is to know your pace. And knowing your pace before you go into your training is the most important thing. You need to target to what you're trying to get to. You've got in your mind you want to run a sub 2 hour half marathon, which is awesome. Now you have to work out what you need to do to get there. So the easy thing is basically, I'm going to put the times up, but off the top of my head I think it's 5 minutes 43 kilometers, and I think it's a 9 minute mile, or was it 9? I think it's 9.10. So I'll put it down here. 9 minute 10-second mile, I think it is. So I'll put it down there anyway, but check that out. But you need to know your pacing, because to achieve your goal, you need to have that in your mind, what your strategy is before you set off. Once you know what you need to achieve, I've got it really simple for you. We just need to concentrate on 3 runs during your training. If you can smash these 3 runs and you can achieve what I'm about to set out, you're easily going to crush that sub 2 hour half marathon. So the most important run probably is your long run. So let's start with that one. So the long run, as part of your training, you're going to have, I don't know, a 10-week plan, say for this, no, actually probably going to be longer than that, but let's work on a 10-week plan anyway. You're going to need for the half marathon to set out in front of you what you're going to achieve, and in that plan you're going to have a long run, probably at the weekend, and it's going to build up in distance and over time. Now, to be able to smash that sort of 2 hour barrier, in that long run, you need to work on increasing your pace. Now, as your distance goes up, you need to also work on in sort of bringing down your pace. You need to establish what we would call as race pace. Now, our race pace, we know, is, let's work in kilometres, because I say I'm a bit funny, I work in kilometres, is this what did I say it was, 5:43? So the 5:43 race pace, we need to achieve that during our longer runs, but we only want to do it for a little element of our long runs. So start easy on your long runs. I don't know what distance you're at, but let's say, I don't know, this week you're running 10k, right? The last maybe 1 kilometre, 2 kilometres, try and run that at your race pace. So this 5:43 pace. Step it up a bit and run that last bit at your race pace. And as the weeks go on, really sort of bring that speed into the last part of your run. So not only are you running on tired legs, but you're getting used to running a certain element of the run at that pace. And then what you'll do is you'll gradually get a longer part of that run at that pace. And now, ideally, you want to be running no more than probably 40 minutes, 40 minutes of your long run at your race pace during your training. And that's probably, you want to peak at, say, about 2 to 3 weeks before your actual race day. But you need to get to that point where you're able to run that sort of 40-minute period at your race pace. So start off easy pace and then just bring it up and then just bring it down. And you want to get used to running at that pace. You don't want to do large amounts of race pace, because all you're going to do is get injured and your body's going to go, what's going on here? So just gradually increase your pace as you increase your distance, work that into that long run, and by doing that, we're going to establish our race pace. We're going to know what it feels like, the body's going to know what it feels like, and it's going to know what you're asking of it, and you'll get sort of a comfort, well, it's not comfort, but it's like a comfort level running at that pace. But say, don't do it for the whole run, because that's just stupid, you're just going to get injured, and I want you to peak at your race day to achieve that sub 2 hour. But just work it in, look at your plan and look where you can sort of factor in that faster runs towards the end of that longer run, whether it be at the weekend, and that will slowly but surely get your body used to running faster. Then the important thing is to make sure that you're working on tempo runs. So let's talk about them. Okay, the dreaded tempo run, it's a nightmare. I mean, I had to do them when I was doing the London Marathon, and I do them, actually, you know what, I do them now every week, to be fair, because even though they're horrible, you've got to do them. Because it increases your strength, your stamina, makes you a better runner, it just improves everything. So you need to get in that plan a tempo run. If you're really looking to crack this 2 hour, you need to get yourself in your plan a 2 hour tempo, don't do a 2 hour tempo run. Get yourself a tempo run in that window of your training. And you need to do one of about 25 minutes when you're starting. And what you want to do is you want to run it faster than your race pace, if you can do that. And you don't have to do the whole 25 minutes of that to start with. You know, even if you just do a kilometre, let's say, I mean, ideally what we really want you to be doing is like around 5-minute kilometres, which is a tough ask, I appreciate that, but even if you can do like 5:10, 5:15, something like that, you want to be running at a level where you're struggling, but you're not dying, if that makes any sense. Check out my tempo run video, it's wicked. I'll put a link up here, or is it there, I don't know, but check that one out, and it talks about tempo runs, exactly what they are. But really what we need to get you to do is say to be down more towards that 5 minute per kilometre, and to say start off with 25 minutes, see what you can do, really work hard at them, because what I want you to do eventually is like build them up to like 40-minute tempo run. You don't want to run the whole necessarily 40 minutes of that tempo pace, even if you just do like first kilometre at race pace, and then you like burn for like the middle section, and then you do the last one at like race pace. But you really need to focus on your energy on getting those tempo runs nailed, bringing down your, say, kilometre splits or mile splits within that period, say 25 minutes, and build it up to 40 minutes within your plan, and just nail that tempo run. You really need to work on your strength, your stamina, and that will just set you up so when we are attacking our half marathon, when we're trying to achieve that 2 hour goal or sub 2 hour goal, the body again has got a sort of built a stamina up, built a resistance up to that sort of pressure that you're putting on it. So train at a more intense level at one run during the week, get that tempo run nailed, and it will make us achieve that sub 2 hour run. The other one is probably just as important as the recovery run. Probably at the early part of the week, but you need to make sure you're doing a recovery run. And in that recovery run, just do it at an easy pace, but just focus on your sort of running technique. Make sure you're doing all the things right that you should be. I mean, I'm a terrible runner. I've got no real sort of running technique. I'm useless. But you really need to try and make sure your shoulders are back, your chest is out, your head's up, your chin's up, you're breathing properly, you know, your arms are loose and you're running free and all that kind of stuff. You've all seen the YouTube videos, you've all seen how you're meant to run. We're all different, we all get our own style, we'll just get round. But really in that recovery run, try and focus on your running technique a bit, and try and focus on your breathing a bit, because when we get to that race day and you're trying to go over that sub 2 hour, it will make a difference, trust me. By being a better all-round runner with your tempo runs and everything like that, and this sort of working on your running technique, it will help you achieve that sub 2 hour run. Okay, so once we've nailed all our training and we're doing all our runs and everything like that, and it's race day, we just need a couple of tips that we just probably help us a little bit. They're silly little things, but it's worth checking out. On race day, now this is going to sound a bit odd, try not to go to the toilet during the race. Look, if you're desperate or you're, you know, whatever, you've got complications, go. But try and go for a wee just before the start, because then you can run through. The amount of time you'll waste going to the toilet, you just won't believe it. You'll have minutes, and we're talking like, to get below sub 2 hour, we're talking like fractions, right? So little things like that are going to make a difference. The other thing is as well, if you can, take your own hydration. Going to get the water, it slows you down, and going off path, it slows you down. You're changing your pace, your gait to get over to get that water. You might end up in a queue, you might have to wait, whatever. If you can just cruise right through the middle of it, again, it will save you time. So that's another thing to think about, to save a little bit of time. So guys, the next thing you need to do is start slow. I know this is all about going fast, and you know, we talked about that, but you need to have your strategy before you get to the start line, exactly what you're going to do, and you need to start slow so you can finish strong. And I would suggest that if we're looking for this 5:43 mark to get under that sub 2 hour, or to get under 2 hours, what we need to be doing really is probably starting about 5:50-ish per kilometre. I don't know what that is in miles, but so 5:50 per kilometre, and then do like 1 or 2k there, and then just slowly build into your pace. So like by 3 or 4, you're then starting to get down to your 5:40, 5:40 pace. Then you maintain that for a period of time. Then try and dip into like 5:30, 5:30s if you can. And then as you get to the end, you'll come out of it. And then what we then do is we try and average out. So we'll run a little bit like this. We try and average out at around that sort of 5:42, 5:41. We want a little bit of margin of error. So start slow, don't kill yourself. You want to finish strong. So have your strategy before you get out there. But I think if you start that first couple of kilometres a little bit slow, build into your pace, then have a really strong middle part of your race, and then what happens at the end happens at the end. But you'll know you're near the end, and you'll know roughly where you are on your pace. But I think that's a good strategy for a race, is to start a little bit slower and then build into your pace, and then you can smash it towards the end. The last thing I've got for you really is to mentally prepare yourself. You're going to suffer. It's going to really hurt at the end, and you're going to have probably 5 kilometres left, and you're going to be blowing, and you're going to be struggling. But that's the point. You need to tell yourself before you go out on the race that you know that's coming. And when you get to that point, I'm not talking about hitting the wall. I'm saying mentally, everything's going to be starting probably to unwind with about 5Ks to go, because you've been pushing yourself pretty hard. Just be prepared and get ready to give yourself that talking to give yourself that focus that you've only got 5K left, or you've only got 2K left, and once you've done it, then you're going to smash that personal goal. I've said it before in some of my other videos. I said pick a victim, find somebody around you, get on somebody's shoulder, run close to them. I did it at a 10K the other week. It must have annoyed the hell out of the geezer, because I was literally on his shoulder the whole way, and he kind of just dragged me along that last 2K I was taking, and I lost him basically. I just done him with like 800 metres to go. But I just stuck with him. I went round him. He kept trying to lose me, but I just stuck with him. And it just took my mind off the fact that I was hurting a bit. And I think that's important. Pick something in the distance. Pick, I don't know, an object whether it's a tree, a house, a building, whatever. But just anything to take your mind off of the fact that it's hurting. Check out my videos on running in mental toughness. Check out my 10K videos where I talk about this there. And just that final push. But just prepare yourself before you go out to the race that you know this is coming, because you're chasing a PB. It's going to hurt. You're going to be suffering towards the end. No matter what you've done, it's going to be tough. So just mentally prepare yourself to give yourself that talking to as you get into that last final stretch of it. And then you're going to smash your PB, and you're going to do it. I know you're going to do it. Listen to some of these tips like I've said. Do that bit of training like I said about with your long runs, your tempo runs and your recovery runs. And set your pace, have it all in your mind before you go out, and you're going to smash this. So that's it. That's I think how you can do it. I'm going to be trying to beat my PBs. As you know, I'm doing the 10K half marathon challenge myself, so I'm going to be taking some of this advice on. Check my video out on running faster, that'll be helpful for you. And I think that's probably about it. So if you did like this video, make sure you give this video a thumbs up. Make sure you stick some comments below for me, hopefully positive ones. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button over there, and don't forget to check this video out, because that's pretty cool as well. But that's it from me, and I'll catch you again another time.